My name is Andrea Maciel, for the ones who don't know me. I can see very many familiar faces and other faces of new people, and welcome. So I am a dancer, a theater maker, a therapist, and I have been working in UK in the last 10 years, but I'm Brazilian. And my background puts together somatic, public space, political performance, activism, and the study, the research of the connections between body and the creation of environments, of how we can reach social transformation through our somatic, sensitive, poetic practice. What I would like to share with you a little bit first would be my gift, wrap up in less than 5 minutes. It's a little bit of a journey in what I consider 3 very important pillars for a practice. This program will contemplate different strands and ways of organizing and being in contact with each other to organize things together. But we are also all about enable people that are enabling things to happen. And we are in a moment in the world in which the structures are changing, in which a chaos is established politically, economically, in which many structures are crumbling and many other are being offered. It's, I consider, so important, platforms being created right now for us to look to each other and say, okay, if there is nothing available, not that this is not important, it is, but how can we create ways of living well together with the resources that we carry within us? And the path that I have so far with Alex and with Intercultural Roots, for me, has been a path of a lot of self-knowledge throughout this activity. It was a lot about knowing more about my practice, about myself, through the others, because I see myself in all of you. And I believe that also throughout our activities, many people could have this opportunity of mirroring, seeing in the other things that they couldn't see very clearly in themselves. And this exchange is important connection to go and overcome challenges in our practice. And there were 3 principles that I still believe that they are in the core of the creation of any practice, which is the principle of connection. Decide who, what, and how you would like to connect. The inspiration and the resilience. And I will break down a little bit on how do I see those principles. But this was also what moved the last year of our programs. We just came out of pandemic. We were in a moment in which the world couldn't recognize themselves anymore. And we also need to see ourselves in a different way. And throughout the months, we propose several encounters in which we would look to specific themes, always fostering inspirations, connections, and resilience. This first moment was about to share this in a very open arena. So inviting artists to show their maybe more developed, but sometimes work in progress, which is something that we also do. And collect, let's say, collect this big pool of information on how can we be together in this new shift. And what we would like to do now is breaking down what inspiration is, like translating inspiration into knowledge that generates sparks of action, and actions that also can generate the consolidation of knowledge. How can we inspire others? We need to organize our pedagogy if we would like to inspire. It's not just move with what we have. In the creations of many techniques, since the traditional dances or the more elaborate techniques, somatics, we had to go through felt senses, intuitive things, but break down in a in a way that we can communicate our knowledge to the others, so it can be inspirational. So I see this link between can we work every day to understand what we do and to share the understanding of our practice with others, considering this a principle of inspiration, which we don't do only for the others, we do this for ourselves as well. And the connection, which is many times we just put everything in our bags as freelancers, artists. We think that we have to manage all. And yeah, we have to self-organize ourselves. This is important. But it's really important to say that we need help and to count with others for this peer-to-peer supportive network. And this is a great aim to us. Don't be alone, and share what is easy, but share what is difficult. Having the perspective of the win-win situation. If one wins, the other wins. Knowing that you are part of a community, that it's okay to hold space for your practice, being this practice more elaborate or less, is the base of a mental health. Is that net under the trapezium is a place where you know that you can bounce back. And we have been doing this through the practice of our creative labs, of the performance sharings, many times having someone that have a very initial idea next to a professor that has a very well elaborated one, and knowing that those two can teach each other, can help each other, and they certainly can. And the other principle is the principle of resilience. We can only have resilience if we have organization, if we know our logistic, if we tied up our house. It's impossible to be resilient in a bicycle that has a chain that doesn't, has enough oil. We need to make our structures working, and then translating the resilience in one of the aspects that we would like to offer in this program, which is funding, language, structures, knowing how to organize a project, how to fill an application, how to be resilient to receive a no and go ahead, because it is a language that we also can give hands to each other and face this together. There are fundings for everybody. Not exactly all fundings will go to someone, but we certainly can organize ourselves in a sense of allowing that things that are very cloudy because of the political language to be more simple, to demystify what has sometimes creating personal blockages. And I believe that by doing this, we offer resilience. And this is one of the goals that we have here. And I have been doing this a lot throughout my life, but since Alex and I are working together, I learn a lot. And I believe also he did. So it's about us to share what we have learned and grow together. So that's my gift.